people, families have the freedom to choose the health care plan that they like. That's the ultimate freedom in health care. Now, maybe some people don't view that as freedom because they don't think people should be able to make that choice for themselves. And there's clearly a philosophical difference we have. But you know what? If those are the two definitions of freedom, I'm going to be on the side of giving families the freedom to choose their own plan, not saying you have to go through some unelected bureaucrat.
So that's the House Majority Whip, Steve Scalise, moments ago on the Hill. Remember, an all-nighter still goes on now. And, you know, many conservatives still balking, saying it doesn't actually repeal the health law, doesn't bring down costs. That's their concern. That all-nighter still underway. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise just popped out of that hearing, and he's with me now. Sir, good morning to you, and thank you for making time. We want to let our viewers know what's been happening there. Just what did happen overnight with substance, sir?
Good morning, Bill. Look, it's been a full almost 24 hours now that we've been battling on this bill that we have to gut Obamacare. And, you know, anybody that wants to know what is really at stake here, just look at the battle we've had throughout the night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, amendments going back and forth. Every Democrat on our committee is against this bill because they acknowledge it gets rid of Obamacare. And so that's what's at stake here. And look, we're going to get this done, but just look what Obamacare has done to destroy health care in America. And there's been a lot of revisionist history from my Democrat colleagues last night who almost wanted to act like Obamacare has done wonderful things for families. It's lowered costs. All of those lies that we heard over the last 8-9 years, we had to remind everybody just what this law has done to real families, how it's devastated health care, how it's raised premiums, skyrocketing costs. Deductibles families are paying over $10,000.
We've heard that. Just in the interest of time, I just want to cut through a couple things here, okay? You may not get any Democratic support on this, and you're getting a lot of pushback from the Freedom Caucus. Mark Meadows from North Carolina was on our air yesterday. He said the following, and I want you to answer that next. Watch.
If you just look at the bill text, the very first paragraph says it amends the Affordable Care Act. It doesn't repeal it. And so the American people want us to repeal it and replace it with something that is different.
Well, okay. Now, what are you saying to them?
That's similar text, what we passed 2 years ago. We put a bill on Barack Obama's desk that guts Obamacare. Now, by the way, we've passed a full repeal bill to the Senate multiple times. They've never been able to get the votes to pass it. So we're going through the budget reconciliation process, which means with 51 votes, you can actually get that bill to the president's desk. And we got a bill to Barack Obama's desk that gutted the law. And so we're going to move through a similar process, do some of those same things. And oh, by the way, we also defund groups like Planned Parenthood that use taxpayer money and provide abortion.
So we are told this comes in 3 phases. Is this technically phase number 1 then?
That's correct. Okay. That's the things that need 51 votes in the Senate, not 60.
When this hearing breaks, what will you have officially accomplished?
We will have moved a bill through both the Energy and Commerce Committee and the Ways and Means Committee that starts the complete unraveling of Obamacare. We zero out the penalty on the individual mandate, zero out the penalty on the employer mandate, expand health savings accounts, give real freedom to families so they get to choose their doctor. They don't have to go through Washington and some unelected bureaucrat. Those are dramatic changes. We also transform the Medicaid program and actually give states the ability and the flexibility to run that program and control costs in Medicaid. That's going to save hundreds of billions of dollars to the taxpayer. So there are dramatic things that are in here, great conservative wins. And look, we're still talking to all of our members. I was talking to Mark Meadows yesterday. We've got a few Freedom Caucus members on our committee, and they're all voting with us to move this bill forward.
Okay, so now two more quick things here. Yeah. Mitch McConnell was talking this morning in Washington, and apparently he said you will know the cost and the impact of this plan by Monday. Does that sound right to you?
I would expect by Monday or Tuesday, before this bill goes through the Budget Committee next week, we will have a CBO score. Now, keep in mind, CBO, they've said a lot of things that were wrong about Obamacare, but at the end of the day, we're not going to wait on them. We started moving this bill because we made a commitment to the American people that we're going to get this bill through the House and Senate and onto President Trump's desk where he's going to sign it.
Speaking of the president, I know this is going back and forth here. Last question. Did you say to your members last night, are you with President Trump or are you with Nancy Pelosi? Did that happen?
What I said was, Nancy Pelosi, by the way, is attacking our bill President Trump said he wants the bill on his desk. And I said, at the end of the day, when this bill's on the House floor, we'll have all of our negotiations, but there's going to be a binary choice. You're going to either have the bill to gut Obamacare, and you're going to either vote with Nancy Pelosi against the bill, because she'll vote no, or you're going to do the thing that President Trump wants, and that's to vote yes so it gets onto his desk. And at the end of the day, members are going to have to make a choice. Do they want to vote with Nancy Pelosi, or do they want to support President Trump to get that bill to his desk?
We're
going to follow through on this promise and get it done.
Steve Scalise, thank you. You're heading back to that hearing now. We'll see how much longer it goes. Thank you for coming out and making time with us.
Great to be back with you, Bill.
Thanks, Shannon.